It's not good. The Dreamer. What's going on, brother? How you doing? Hope you're doing good. Hope Hump Day was good for you so far. I guess it's not completely over, right? What up, T-Dog? You somewhere on a golf course? I like the ninth hole, waiting to bash it out. Shack Rat, what's going on, brother? How you doing, man? Hope you're doing well. Hope all is good with you. We'll give it a minute here. Let a couple people filter in. Let's see. Truth, what's up, brother? Did you sell any of those cards you posted on Twitter? Tried to retweet what I saw, what I could. Just got done. 19th. Holding it now. Nice. Sweet. I'll put in my 2020 Donruss Megabox. Okay. Looks like you had some good lots, man. I would think you should, there should be at least a couple people hitting you up. Looking for something. Little jaw lot. There were some nice lots. So, a little hero lot. Good stuff, good stuff, good stuff. Really? Nobody's hit you up yet? That's weird. Seems odd to me. Seems very strange. So again, I'm going to give it a minute or so and let a couple more people filter in here. There's usually quite a delay depending upon who you are. Just how YouTube decides to give you the notifications. What's up, Amio? Isaac, Gorilla Family. What up, man? I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I can't complain. It's Wednesday. It's Wednesday, and we're almost through the day, so we're already almost moving on to Thursday. And then we're almost to the weekend, guys. We're almost there. Cannot flippin' wait. I love my weekends. I love my weekends. My weekdays, I'm sure as your weekdays, are extremely hectic with work. And I'm just usually mentally just drained. Especially by the time I get off stream every night. So, hope everybody's doing well. Just getting my sets together, get ready for my league. Nice. That's cool. Right on, Dreamer. Hope all is well in Florida. I'm sure I'll be down there again this summer. We'll have to link back up again, for sure. Ooh, Truth just got a Mega Box Donruss exclusive. Nice. He's going to rip shortly, looks like. Alright, guys. So I'm going to just kind of dive into it. What's up, Camden? My weekend starts tomorrow. Nice, dude. Well, congrats. Congrats, congrats, congrats. So I'm just going to start right into the stream today. First thing, I was shocked at my boss man just got his numbers done or whatever for tax purposes. And we did, and I do this. I mean, I run all this stuff, so I do all the sales. And we did $3,066,009 in sales last year. Your boy, right here. I sold just over $3 million in product. Transmissions, transfer cases, engines. Our average transaction is probably around $2,500. Like, give or take. Some are less, some are more. But if you average it out, that's, well, I don't get a bonus, bro. I'm basically invested 50% of the company. So I get 50% of the split. Now, we don't have 40, 50% markups. So It's not like I sold 3 million in product and I'm getting whatever. I mean, I'm doing good. I'm doing fine. Your boy's fine. I always tell you guys I'm all right. I'm always good. I don't. That's why I say I don't worry about what I sell cards for. That's just the fun. That's the hobby. But yeah, man, over $3 million. So the year before we did over 800,000 in growth. We did $2,263,971 in 18. 19 we did 3,066,009. So $800,000 increase from one year. I'm pretty proud of myself. One man show. I do it all, guys. I do it all. So I do the work of many people. So when I tell you I'm burnt out, I'm burnt out. I'm sure a lot of you guys hold same positions, same things in what you do in your careers and whatever. That's a whole lot of selling. And until I actually see the numbers, I know kind of what we're doing daily, obviously, because I'm the one doing it. I'm the one selling it. I'm the one that's processing the orders. And there'll be days where I'll have 10 sales in by the time the day's done. But you just, once you see that end number, you're like, wow, like that's flipping crazy. Doing $3 million out of my office right here. Just insane. Insane. Oh, what the internet has brought for some of us. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing. So, I kind of put on there my current state of mind, and my current state of mind was kind of a little bit different up till getting that text just a little while ago from my best friend, the one that I work for, that whatever. That kind of changed a lot of things, I guess, on my end. And I guess when you see something like that, it can change some things. I talked a little bit about, before the auction, I probably tied up people's time. People were there for an auction. I apologize to any of those that had to sit and listen to me talk for 15 minutes or whatever, however much time I talked about maybe a little bit of frustrations within the hobby, within YouTube, within our community, our card community in general. And it's not, the frustrations stress more than just from there. And like I said, I'm not trying to complain, I'm not trying to whine, I'm not trying to be negative, because again, my goal was positivity, and I'm going to continue down that road. But some of you that are on Twitter that like follow enough people within the card community probably can agree or know kind of where I'm going with some of this stuff. It's really, really, really hard to get away from. Now, I don't get involved like I used to. I don't comment. But I'm going to voice some opinions, I guess, on my own channel. And it's not going to be me being a negative person. It's just the questions I have are the whys. Why do we have to, why does it have to be that way? Like, why do people have to be so difficult? Why do people have to take everything, an example, somebody posts something and it's not anything negative, it's not nothing. And sometimes there's a lot of people out there that just try to get a rouse out of people, right? They try to get them going. They may say it's a joke after, whatever. They're, I was just joking, whatever. But then you see a lot of threads on Twitter, and it's like there's days where, man, I would think that if you were capable of burning a platform down, a social media platform down, it should have been in flames, and it should have been long gone and non-existent anymore. And it's tough. I mean, it's really tough. You are challenged. We are challenged in our daily go-abouts when we're on social media platforms, etc. We are extremely challenged to not tap in or not go that direction or not respond, calling someone out, saying something negative, doing whatever, and just holding your breath, right? And just leaving it till later and just talking about it to get it off your chest at a later time, like I kind of am right now. And it's the same thing with my feelings on, like, just seeing people that are in need of money that are doing card auctions because they're in need of money and having to compete with other people that are friends of theirs, that are part of the same community. I don't get it. And I guess maybe I'm not supposed to get it. Maybe I'm not supposed to understand. And for those of you that made the auction, I know a lot of you guys were in the auction last night. First of all, I want to thank you guys. I also want to thank you guys for showing up to my streams, to watching my channel. I know some days it may seem like it's really a whole lot of nothing, and sometimes maybe that's really what it is. But I don't understand why so many of us that seem to be friends, that seem to be part of the same hobby community, want to put so many more challenges in front of each other instead of making things simple. And I know we're human, right? Human nature is we tend to take the paths that are hardest or take the paths that are most challenging to get to a destination we're trying to get to. I get it. Common sense would say you work together, you figure things out. I'm going to call them events. We don't do events at the same start times on the same days. We talk things out amongst each other. An auction. This is not an event. So that's why I keep trying to use a word like an event. I was explaining this a little bit yesterday. My daily stream that's not a card auction, that's not in depth with Defness, I don't have a guest on. My just daily stream is not an event. This is nothing. I don't care. I know I'm going to go live at I try to go live every day between 5:30 and 6 my time to make sure that I'm not going to interfere with other people. Now I know I'm not going to be able to not interfere with everybody. I get that. I know it's an impossible thing to do. But there are ways to work together with events like card auctions, anybody that does card auctions, even breakers. Now, some breakers that are really big breakers, like Buck City Breaks, Midwest Box Breaks, they're getting so big, and they have to go live about every day and break their stuff. I get it. That's good competition. But for card auctions, when it's all the same people in the same community, pretty much, there's a few people that may not like me, that may not like Eloy, that may not like Jimmy, that may not like BITG, Amio, Truth. We can just go through a list of line. There may be certain people that wouldn't go and watch or support regardless if there was only one auction going on at a time. But the end all is that there's going to be a big group or a larger group that will. So trying to work it out and trying to not have multiple events. Again, this is not an event. This stream today is not an event. Having multiple events going on at the same time, I could care, if I have 5, 10 viewers, whatever, when I'm just doing these, I don't care. But what I go back to is what I touched on a little bit last night is there was a time when we all talked amongst each other before we were doing events. So we made sure someone else wasn't going live. What's up, Spicy Bear, Warcraft, Chad, Magnus? Welcome, guys. What's up, man? Oh, yeah, man. Appreciate it. Shout out. Thanks for popping in here, brother. Man, no problem at all. It was my pleasure, brother. But planning these events, like these card auctions, and I'm pretty sure you guys can recall there was days not too long ago where it seemed like every time, let's say I went live and did an auction, my weekly or monthly auction, we would be averaging 40, 50 people. We would get up into the 70, 75 people. I think there was a point we even hit 100 people peak. We didn't stay at 100 people, but we got up there. There was the growth, right? The growth of the channel. And now, we'll take an example. I did my In-Depth with Deafness on Monday night. I had at 6 o'clock, again, trying to fit my stuff in before people typically go live. What's up, Mike? So I go live at 6, and then I'm competing with 2 other people in my community that are friends of mine doing card auctions. And forget about me. Forget about my In-Depth with Deafness. Yeah, I get it. People can watch it later, whatever. But I just look at the 2 card auctions. And then I go and I pop into Chris Plowman's card auction. And he's got 15 to 20 people, which isn't bad watching. That's about what I had last night on my mini auction in most cases. We had 25, 30 at sometimes. What's up, Chet? But I go into Plowman's, and he puts up this nasty card. And again, we talked about this last night a little bit, so I'm reiterating some of this. I may be sounding like a broken record, but some of you guys might not have been there. And he puts up a card that's probably at least a $50, $60 card. And I get it. We talked about it. It's his choice to put a card up. And, he understands if he doesn't put a minimum on that card, whatever it sells for, it sells for. But to see it sell for $10 or $15, and he is in need of money. Like, he's doing these again now. He's had his collection built up that he hasn't really been buying cards for a long time because he hasn't been able to, because he's doing the right thing and taking care of his family. But he's trying to sell these cards, but he's having to compete with a friend of his at the same time, same day. Now, if we were all people that would be doing auctions every day, every single one of us doing every day, I would say, what the heck? There's no way you can work around it. You can schedule it. But that's not the case. Typically, each one of us do one auction max, usually one auction max a week. I'm perfectly fine with changing a day that I would do my auction on if mine or my In-Depth with Deafness interviews, if it overlaps with anybody. I'm perfectly fine with that. I'm cool with that. I don't feel that I'm any better than anybody else. I don't feel like I should be more important than anybody else. So I hope nobody's taking it that way either. I want things to be the way they used to, and I want the community, I want everybody to be involved, and I don't want people within our community to have to pick and choose who they're going to hang out with or watch in stream, especially during an event like a card auction. And that's what I'm finding out, is that when we used to be at 40, 50, 70, peak 100 sometimes, when we have 2 or 3 things going on at the same time, events, those people are split up. People are now being picked or choose or divided or to whatever to which channel they got to go to. And some people, shout out Eloy, he could have his own auction going on and someone else could be doing an auction the same night. And his night's typically always Friday, and everybody knows that. But sometimes there'll be other people doing auctions on Fridays. He'll even have another laptop or whatever tablet on, and he'll watch another auction. And he'll bid on cards when he can. So, what's up, Jacob? What's up, Alex? Balls? So, that's just kind of where my state of mind is right now. And that's why I decided I'm not going to do auctions for a little while. And it's crazy because typically nobody really overlaps with my Tuesday. Like, nobody ever... And maybe I feel a little bad too, because there's been times on Sundays where Tuesday is typically a day that I would do an auction if I'm going to do an auction. There's been Sundays where I would come like short notice and be like, hey, we're going to do a quick mini auction at like 5 or 6 o'clock. And myself personally, I'm kind of stepping over RSR's shoes because Sunday is his day that he would typically do auctions. Now, I know they typically start at whatever, 2 or 3, and if he knew about it, he would move up an hour or two so that they could get a good 5 hours in or 6 hours in, which is probably enough time. But maybe it's not enough time for him. Maybe they need that more time. So then maybe still people are telling him to stay live even if I go live, which why shouldn't he be able to do that, right? He can do what he wants. But again, we're making viewers pick or choose within the community where to go. It's not like a lot of us within this community. It's not like a lot of us are like, if we're in the hobby, we're in the hobby. You're part of that hobby community, right? There's a mass majority that are even in the chat right now that if you go to Jimmy Guns when he does his auction, you'll see a lot of the same people in there. If you go to Eloy's on his night, you'll see him in there. If you go to BITG, you'll see him in there, right? Same, what I mean by community is the same members, the same people. But I just wish we could figure something out, because it seems like instead of us being a community and working together, it seems like it's almost to a point where we're like competing against each other, and that's not how it should be. Number one, this is a hobby, right? This is for entertainment purposes. This is our getaway. This is our fun time, our downtime. This shouldn't have to be some competition. And if some look at it that way, you know, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, I guess that's how you see it. But that's not how I see it. I just feel like, and I brought this up yesterday too a little bit, you know, you should see growth, right? It's like what I just talked about with the numbers within the company that I sell for. We improved $800,000 in total dollars sold, sales, right? $800,000 within a year. That's growth. That's not far from $1 million in growth. But like our auctions and everything else we do when we're chilling, what's up, Superman, Jesse, Alan? But then it's an escape. Exactly, Alan. It's exactly it. It's our getaway, our escape. But now we just kind of plateau at 30, 40 viewers in most auctions. There was those days where we just slowly kept climbing, right? We kept climbing. A little few more. And again, for me, it's not about the money. It's not about people buying cards. I could care less. I just want to get as many people in watching and being a part of. And if it's somebody else's auction, like somebody that's really desperate in need of money that's selling cards, I want them to have the best shot at getting the most they can for their cards. And I'm not saying they should be getting close to what their comps are on eBay. No, it's an auction. You should be getting great deals. But when a card's selling for a sixth or a fifth of what the price is, yikes. And the person's in need of money. And again, we talk about it, right? We say you can put a minimum on your card. You can, say, hey, I'm starting this at $30. And that's the seller's choice. That's completely up to them, right? Because what happened, we spread out once. Yeah. Well, right. But the thing is, we shouldn't have to spread out. We're spreading out because there's too many events happening at the same time on the same days. So now you're making people pick and choose where they're going to go. And a lot of them are probably going in and out of different things, right? Heck, either you got something going on or you're watching something else, or you're watching another streamer, or you're watching something else on YouTube. So a perfect example is last night I was putting up card lots, and, one of the good bidders all the time was like, oh, shoot, I just missed it. Because he had to leave and go do something. He was in and out, whether he was watching something else, he had to feed his kids, whatever it was. But on nights where there's dual auctions going on and this and that at the same time, That's what you're going to have. You're going to have a lot of that in and out. People going in and out. And then people are upset, and they're not mad at you, but people are upset because they missed out on an opportunity to bid on cards that they wanted to bid on. What's up, Miller? I'm watching my pizza to be cooked. Nice. I agree there needs to be a minimum. We all love a great deal, but if someone needed that bar... I totally 100% agree with you, man. Chat, I agree 100%. I 100% agree with... What's up, Brayden? Thanks for joining. I 100% agree with that. And, you know, I think what happens is sometimes, especially somebody who's in need of money, I think sometimes what happens is they see 19, 20 people, you know, in their stream, and they just go ahead and they put the card, they assume, you know, they assume that, you know, they're going to get 5, 6, 7, 8 different bidders on the card. And then most of the time they find out it's only 1 or 2 people that are interested because it's the team. They don't PC them. They don't like them. They're not a fan of the player. So now they're starting it at $1 or $5 on a crazy auto, like high-end product card. And you get 2 bidders, and they're going back and forth. And once it gets to $10, they're like, yep, that's it. Would it be better to make a list of what is up for auction that night? I don't think that's going to be hard for really anybody to do. You know, if auctions were like a business, like a dedicated business, which I mean, like we didn't have other things going on in our other lives, I think having a list and maybe even putting them in order through that list would be a great idea. But you would actually have to have somebody that, it would almost be like a job for them. Like typing in a list of, you know, and stacking them in an order. Like when I do an auction, I bring cards together. I might sort some by teams, by players, but I just kind of have stacks around, and I just kind of go wherever the auction takes us, right? Sometimes people will bring up a name. Hey, I want to see this player. I want to see this team. And we just kind of go wherever it takes us. We don't really have a set schedule. And again, maybe that's something some people could do. But at the same time, having overlapping events on the same day, like same auctions on the same day or events on the same day, I think is a bigger issue. And I don't know why they couldn't be scheduled separately. Not saying people can't do videos, people can't go live. Like I said, this is not an event right here. This right now is not an event. This is just me live. So I go, you guys know that's my thing, my goal. I go live every day, but I'm not doing events every day. I do my auction when I do my auction, and I do my Monday night in depth with Defness. That would be my events, and that's it. Everything else, I try to get in and get out before people are going to be live, before anyone else is going to be on. The times I try to fit it in is to work with everybody else. So, too time-consuming to do the list. Yes, I agree. You're multi-sport collectors, so you could do a basketball or football if they're doing baseball. Okay, my mans, get some more thumbs up with the quickness. Come on. What's up, VITG, with the $10? I appreciate you, brother. If you get a bigger card, you have to have a minimum of what it would please. I agree, Amio, and again, I 100% agree with you, brother. I 100% agree. But like I said, in the heat of the moment, and here's what I brought up yesterday too. For somebody who would be in need of money, like why this all kind of came to my mind when I popped in one of my buddy's auctions and I saw a card go for super way too little. I start thinking of when you bring up a minimum, right? But then I think also, like, maybe you've been there. I know I've been there years ago. Like when I was living in a hotel and I was trying to get by to make ends meet, and I had a card auction. You're just more concerned about making any dollar you can make. And putting a minimum on some cards. Oh, check out BITG if you haven't, man. He does card breaks. He's going to be live tonight. He's got a website. Jacob, You would love BITG. He's on Wednesday through Sunday nights. Sometimes he's on Friday. Sometimes he takes Fridays off. Sometimes he's on. He's usually off on Saturday nights. He pops in every once in a while for Saturday, but Sunday through Wednesday for sure, guaranteed he'll be on. He does some auctions as well. He's got crazy old vintage. He's got current breaks, everything. But I think about that comment. I think about what you say, and I agree. But I also think about somebody who is, yeah, he's doing breaks tonight. I think about, he'll be on in about an hour or so, hour and a half max. I think about them, and I think about people that maybe, you know, they worry that if they put a minimum on a card, that maybe it's not going to sell. And they could drop that minimum again. But you got to remember, when we're talking this out right now, like we're looking at all different angles. When I look at something, I play devil's advocate. I look at all different angles of, well, this could happen. What if this were to go on? And you got to remember, not for all of us doing auctions, but for some people when they're doing them, they're really in need of money. And every dollar counts. And so sometimes, like I said again, you got this card you think is, hey, it's got good value. It looks good. I got 20 people in my stream right now. I'm going to put this card up. I think I should probably get at least this for it. I'm just going to let it happen. And then it doesn't get anywhere near you thought you were going to at least get. You weren't looking for comps. You weren't looking for anything close to that. But it still gets nowhere near what you thought maybe you could get for it. And you just kind of let it ride out, I mean, that's unfortunate. That's how it is. Awesome, man. What's up, RSR? We're just talking about like auction days overlapping, and I brought up how sometimes myself, I'm even a little bit to a fault because like Sundays when I've done some minis and I try to do them at like 5 or 6 my time or 4 or whatever. Like, and you're always good about moving your schedule up, but you shouldn't have to do that. And I shouldn't have to do an auction on a Sunday. Like, that's already your day. But we're kind of that's what we're kind of talking about. We're talking about, like, auctions going on at the same time. Just too many events, RSR, like on the same day at the same time. And it makes it difficult. And it's more or less just bugging me right now because of what I saw the other night after I got off my interview with Tyler Murphy, which I thought was great. We had a volume issue on his end. I hope we can have that figured out for the next guest Monday again. But if you guys haven't checked it out, it is a little hard to hear him. I couldn't tell when I was recording it live. He sounded great to me, so it was after the fact. People were trying to give us feedback, but I had a hard time seeing chat because of the way the setup is. I didn't have my third monitor set up properly yet because I needed a separate adapter cord because I only have so many HDMI plugins in my PC. But yeah, we're just, like getting into an auction, and we all know, like RSR, as well, we've sold many cards for way, way, way dirt cheap, like from what they're worth. And that's the thing of auctions. But when someone's doing an auction and they're really hurting or in need of money and that's why they're doing it, and seeing cards go for nowhere near what they should, and then you realize that there's not one auction but 2 auctions going on at the same time, and they're all part of the same community, they're all brothers, whatever. It's trying to not have these things overlapping and happening so much. But I don't know that anybody else is going to listen to me. I mean, you guys will listen. I don't know if, the ones that are involved are going to. So I'm just going to step back from auctions for a while. Hopefully they get the message and hopefully they work things out with each other so that auctions can be a little better. I don't know, man. And then we're talking about like growth, like hobby growth, Tyler touched on it pretty well in the in-depth with Defness on Monday night. I asked him about where he felt the hobby was and where the growth was. And again, I wish the volume was a little bit better on that whole thing, because I felt that was a pretty solid interview. He really had some good answers. He had some good advice. He just kind of had an all around good. I felt it was a very good interview. Um, and I don't really want to dive into it too much tonight, but he had brought up, for some reason, he had brought up Gary Vee, and it wasn't even any of my questions, but then I just kind of took it there because he had kind of mentioned it. Gary Vee, Phil Hughes, I guess we'd call entrepreneurs or celebrities, if you will. And, a lot of people have mixed reviews about him. Some people, it seems like people either hate him or they love him or they just don't care, right? Either way, they don't care. And I'm gonna dive into a little bit of what. And if you missed the interview, I mean, if you saw it, you may have heard me say some of this stuff. If you didn't, whatever. But what I think is needs more open communication. I agree. Church tonight. Church tonight. Nice. So my take. So here's, and again, I don't have any issues with Gary Vee. I don't have any issues with Phil Hughes. If money is being spent in the hobby, people are buying product, people are getting cards, whatever they're doing with them, I think it's great for the hobby. Like, I think they're both great for the hobby. Here's where I think, for some people, including myself, where I don't just get overexcited about them. And I want to say this the right way, because it's not a jealousy thing. I mean, hell, we'd all love to have unlimited supply of money. We'd all love to be able to just go out and buy anything whenever we want to. We'd love to be able to buy case over case over case of product if we could. But the reality of it is, for most of us, we can't do that, right? But for Gary Vee and Phil Hughes, they can do that. Like, they have the ability to do that. I wouldn't say unlimited, but I would say it's close to. So I think why, for me and for maybe some other people personally, they maybe aren't as hype or whatever for yourself like they really aren't for me, is probably the fact that that they can spend X amount of dollars, rip X amount of cases of product, and so when they pull a big card, to a lot of people it's not a big boom. It's not a wow, that's crazy, right? I mean, let's put this in perspective here. So let's take someone like a Gary Vee or a Phil Hughes, right? And let's use Balls for an example, right? A hard-working man, family man. He's a great guy, right? I'm not saying any of you guys aren't. I'm just using him for an example, right? Because as much as he would love to go out and buy a Walter Payton rookie, he just can't do that. And if he does, then maybe he's going to have to skip a bill this week or this 2 weeks, or, it's just not in the cards. He's going to use his money where it's important. Taking care of his family, making sure bills get paid, doing things like that, right? So if Balls goes and buys a hobby box of product and he pulls, let's say an optic blaster, right? And he pulls a Zion, like hollow boomer or some crazy Zion, in my opinion, I'm going to be way more jacked, and and this would be even if Balls wasn't my, close friend. If I saw two people, and I knew Balls was a hardworking man, he didn't have a lot of extra dough to just blow on cases of product, he pulls a Zion, crazy superfractor, I'm gonna be way more excited about that pull than I am if one of those guys pulls it. And maybe that's a wrong look. Maybe that's a bad look. I don't know. But the way I see it is, those guys could just buy, those guys could open cases beyond cases. They're probably not buying one box. They're probably buying at least a case at a time, not one box. If they're getting into a break, they probably have multiple spots beyond multiple spots in case break after case break after case break, right? So their chances of them pulling bigger cards is a lot higher than Balls' chance would be at pulling it, buying his $120 blaster if he could get his hands on one. That's just kind of my take. That's kind of where I see it. Again, I don't have an issue with either one of them. I think they're great for the hobby. They're spending money. If money is getting put into the hobby, it's helping the hobby grow. If they're bringing more people in, it's helping the hobby grow. Again, I don't have any issue with them. I'm not bashing them. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with them. Shout out to them. They're able to do that. The thing I don't understand is why people are constantly tagging them. Like, how often do they respond to any of you guys? Like, if you tag them, or is that just a chasing a name, chasing a big name, chasing a celebrity? I don't know. But again, I think they're great for the hobby. I think they're spending a ton of money. They're helping expand the hobby. Now, some people may say, well, I don't like Gary V. You know, he just seems to be a flipper. He's paid by these card companies. And yeah, that's their opinion. And maybe they are paid, or they were paid for certain sets. And maybe they are part of that. I get it. I watch Phil Hughes all the time. I enjoy watching him open the high-end stuff that I'll never afford. Yeah, that means a lot greater than mine. That's cool to see. Right. But T-Dog. Okay, so T-Dog. If you watched, so let's just play around with this a little bit. Again, I don't think there's anything wrong. I think they're great for the hobby. So again, this isn't you go run and say Defness is talking crap and saying they're not good for the hobby or he doesn't like them. No, that's completely wrong. That's not anything of what I said. But let's take this for an example, T-Dog. All right, so here we go. So you don't know Phil Hughes was an ex-baseball player. You don't know if Phil Hughes has any money, right? He goes and he opens just a box or two of just a standard hobby product like a regular Bowman Chrome. This isn't a case that's a $100,000 case of product. You go and you watch a video of his that's just like a hobby box or two of Bowman Chrome. And then you watch Truth or BITG open a hobby box of Bowman Chrome, right? Is there any difference between the two? Besides, he's a big name, he's an ex-baseball player, he's a celebrity. Does he bring that much entertainment value? Is his entertainment level that much more better? Is he got acting skills or something that just draws the entertainment in so much more? These are the kinds of things that I look at. And in fact, he even says it himself. Like, he pays an editor to edit his videos to make his edits right. And that's awesome. Like, really good YouTubers that are really good at YouTube, that get a lot of views, that have money again to spend, they pay editors to edit their videos to make them look good. But would there be any real difference? Right, exactly, as well, yeah. Would there be any real difference between the videos? Like, do you think one guy would really be, do you think, like, he'd be over-entertaining over BITG or Truth or even me? Just say, opening two boxes of Bowman Chrome. I'm not saying, like, or let's just say let's say me or Truth are back in the game, had the same amount of money, we could go buy a $20,000 case of baseball cards, and we could do a video on it, and you watched our video and his video. Is there really any difference in entertainment value? Or is it just that much more hype because it's this person? That's what I'm getting at. I mean, again, these guys are great for the hobby. They really are. They're awesome for the hobby. They're spending money. You know, they're buying a lot of product. So, I lose money, True says. They're also the reason Chrome Sapphire is 500. I'm just trying to catch up on chat. I pretty much like watching the guys in the room. That's all the time I can affirm. Exactly truth. He can forward the product. Most can't is all. Yeah, exactly. I didn't even know anything about him, so no. What's up, hobbyist? We got the card hobbyist and the hobbyist in the house. We got them both back to back. Moose edits VITGs. I like Hyundai. At least you can afford to get into huge breaks. Okay, it's all hype. Yeah, I mean that's basically what it is. Maybe you could call it clout, I guess, as well. Like, you know, I don't know. I mean, like, go check some of the videos out, and do remember that they're edited. He pays somebody to edit it, and that's a smart move. Like, that's something you should do, especially if you're a ex ball player or you got a lot of money. Your stuff's got to look really professional. Otherwise, why do anything? But these are the kinds of things that I'm trying to talk about on that are on my mind, you know, and it all leads to growth in the hobby, because it really is. It's helping grow the hobby. So, right. Yeah, and Crazy, and I think Crazy watched one of Gary V's things, and again, Crazy, like I was saying, I don't know if you just got in here. I think they're both great for the hobby. Him and Phil Hughes. I think they're perfect for the hobby. I don't personally get as excited. Like, I wouldn't get as excited as seeing them pull some big card as I would you, or Gorilla Family, or Isaac, or Truth. And it wouldn't even be somebody I have to know. Like, somebody that just can only afford to buy one smaller box of cards, or a blaster of Optic, versus I could buy cases beyond cases beyond cases, which buying those cases is great for the hobby. So again, they're great for the hobby. They're perfect for the hobby. I just have a hard time getting excited. Like I said, I understand. I know they're good for the hobby. I just personally have a hard time getting excited, because they can just sit there and rip case beyond case beyond case. And it's like I said, as much as we'd all love unlimited money, I wouldn't call it jealousy. I would just call it like it's overdone. You know, it's like a guy that I don't know, a guy that has millions and millions of dollars. Like, he's only going to go and play high stakes poker, or he's only going to, you know, play thousands and thousands of dollars hands, because if he doesn't, it's not worth it for him, right? But at the same time, him playing that much in a casino is helping that casino, because he's gonna win a small percentage of the time, and he might win big one time, but he's gonna dump a whole lot more money in that casino over time. So that's helping everything. That's helping the business roll. So elaborate more on stories behind the scenes on the players rather than talking like, yeah, and that's just it. And the card hobbyist, that's a perfect point. Again, but yet I think he gets so many views just because of his name, right? It's a clout thing. It's whatever. Like I said, I don't think you would see any difference between him ripping. If you took the same product and you had him, or you had him, Gary V, do their own separate videos, and you had Crazy, and you had, well, hell, the card hobbyist yourself. You do a video ripping the product. There would be really no difference besides what was inside the product that was pulled. Now, if you pull nothing and Phil pulls an insane card, or Gary pulls an insane card, then that should have a lot more exposure. That should have a lot more views. But at the end of the day, it's just another person, and it's just they can pretty much rip and buy whatever they want at any time they want. Like, they can just They can go wherever, hit up a distributor, steal City Cards, eBay, whatever. And again, that's perfect for the hobby. If you guys think that's not good for the hobby, that you're thinking backwards, because it is, like, for the growth of it, spending money, right? And then hopefully they're bringing more people in as well, and people that maybe were baseball fans of Phil Hughes, they start watching him break cards and collect cards, and then they think, even if they're not into them, now they think it's cool to collect cards, so then they get into cards. That's bringing people into the hobby. Like, it's all positive. It's just, it's my own insight on how I see things, because my excitement level just can't get up there. I'm more excited to see any one of you guys or anybody on your guys' level pull a monster card out of any product. I think it's far more exciting, and it's more cool, because you guys can't just sit there and continue to buy cases. Like, honestly, not that they're gonna pull it, but either one of those guys could just keep buying. If they had their mindset on a certain card, of pulling a certain card out of a product, it's not guaranteed they're gonna pull it. Like if it's a superfractor, but they could just continue to keep ripping cases beyond cases beyond cases beyond cases. I mean, they could do it until they didn't want to do it anymore, probably. And they may not even pull that one, but they're going to probably pull another superfractor or two of some other players, some other cool cards. And they're probably going to lose money in the end. You know, they're probably not going to come out ahead from all the other cards that they can. But they have that ability to do that. Whereas a lot of you guys probably don't. I don't myself. That's where I think the excitement, personally, is a little different. I need unlimited money, homies. Yeah, right? A lot of time they're just blowing money. Yeah, possibly. I'm about to sell a kidney on fee-base so I can get some nicer darkness into the shop. Nice. What's up, Plowman? How you doing, brother? Your average Joe. Everybody say what up to Plowman. My man, Plowman. If you guys don't have him up either, grab him up. I think he's gonna start doing auctions on Mondays. Hopefully he's gonna go on after I'm done with In Depth. Otherwise, I'll just have to move In Depth on another day. He's gonna be a guest here too, though. But you guys definitely grab him. He's gonna be doing probably auctions. I'm assuming Monday nights going forward now. He's gonna try to. All right, Mike the Yank. I'm 52, collected in junk wax era, but scored some old timers, 50s, 60s. Left for 2 decades, then found Jabs on YouTube. Rest is history. Yeah, man. Yep. Jabs, BITG, you got me back to the collecting. I rarely can make it in a stream. I'm here now, though. What's up, Eric? Oh, what's up, 1 cent? How you doing, man? Yeah, perfect, dude. So, yeah, Plowman's going to plan to be going on after my segment on Monday nights. Plowman will be doing auctions every Monday night. So, guys, make sure you grab them up. And you guys can probably just, whoever makes the In Depth with Deafness, once I go off, he'd probably pretty much be firing up. You can convert right over to his little auction. So, all right. What's up, Warcraft? Yes, to a Monday auction, he says. Yeah, Mike's a good dude, man. That's awesome. What's up, Kaz? Wasting money? How you been, man? So, guys, that's just kind of my take. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm way out in left field. Maybe I'm way out in right field. I mean, again, guys, like I always tell you, I'm always honest with you. I really hope that none of this seemed negative, because, again, my whole goal here is to stay positive. And, again, I think it's a positive thing that they are both in the hobby. I think it's great for the growth of it. I just don't get excited as much about it, you know, when I see them posting these cards they hit, because they have the ability to do that, where, man, I look at it like an adult and a little kid that has like a $10 allowance, right? And that adult has a job, and that adult could maybe go buy a case of that same product, and this kid's got $5 or $10 on his allowance for the week or for the month, and he buys a couple packs of the same product, and he hits some crazy card, and then you compare that to the father or the adult that bought a case of it and hits a crazy card of the same thing. to me, the weight of how cool it is so much higher on this kid that has a lot less money, that has, that hit something big or hit a big card. I don't know. And I'm sure that's what a lot of people's opinions are where they see it. I'm not saying everybody, but I don't know. I don't know. What do you guys think? I have a Corona on me whenever. Oh, nice, man. Hell yeah. When it's hit your way. That's right. Truth. Yeah, I know, man. So let's talk about that a little bit before I wrap it up here. We still got a little time before BITG goes live, and I'm kind of in the talking mood tonight. I typically don't like to go over an hour on these, but let's keep it going for a little bit. I think we got enough interaction. Topics have been pretty good. Let's talk a little bit about. I don't want to overhype coronavirus. Some streamers put it in their, not like in the hobby community, but some IRL streamers put it in their title. Like, I think it helps them. They think they get more clicks or more people viewing in because they think someone's talking about it. I don't want to talk about necessarily Corona in general. I want to talk more about what the virus is doing to affect sports in general. So, yeah, the NBA is more than likely going to continue on here and probably limit fans to be able to go to the games. So these players are going to be pretty much playing in empty arenas, at least for a short time being. I worry that baseball, if NBA is doing this, is baseball going to do the same thing? What's up, Trading Card Nation? That's what I'm saying, Trading Card Nation, exactly. That's what I was touching on, man. It's just... And again, it's great for the hobby. It's good. It's positive. It's just I don't get excited about it. Like if they pull something crazy. I don't know. And I think some people, and here's one other thing. I think sometimes some people aren't honest with themselves. I think some people just ride along and, do the ooh woo 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 thing, and maybe some of them are. I don't know what people really are honestly thinking, but there's always going to be a percentage of people that are just riding the wave or trying to chase. We would call it chasing the clout, where they think that them liking everything, tagging everything, celebrities, whatever, is going to gain them clout exposure, right? Like, they're going to respond to him, or they're going to be... And Gary Vee actually does respond, I guess. I've seen him respond to people on Twitter, which is cool. He actually interacts. And I guess maybe Phil Hughes has a little bit, too. But I think sometimes people just overdo it. I don't know. I mean, it is what it is. But what do you guys' take on the whole... These arenas and stuff? Baseball is considering postponing the start of the season? That's crazy, man. Like, honestly, guys, like... I don't know. And then you hear about people saying that they think that this is a political thing because the elections are coming up. So they want like the market to crash bad. They want us to be in a bad loophole. Some people apparently have said that they would rather go in a deep depression with the country than have Trump as president again. And I'm not a politics guy. This is not a channel we talk about politics. I'm just saying what things have been said, into tying with all this stuff. There's another virus in China that has a death rate of 71%, but not a word. Yeah, that's just it, Truth. California is instituting a ban on any gatherings of any kind that is exceeds. Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's crazy. Yeah, movie theaters? I know. But... is everything going to start to get like this? Is everything going to start to get like this? All sporting events. He brought it up. He likes to go watch movies. Movie theaters. Like, once it starts getting into certain cities, towns, it just feels like our ability to be able to go and enjoy things is like starting to get cornered. It's starting to get quarantined, if you will. The number is actually 250 or more people in many localities. People are dying from hydration and malnutrition in China, not the corona. It's mass hysteria, dogs and cats living together. Yeah, exactly, man. March Madness will have no fans. Someone else brought that up as well. Exactly. Yeah, when science says it's a pandemic, it ain't political. Yeah. I'm not saying it is. I'm saying you hear people say that stuff. So, dude, National Guard, I believe, is getting activated for coronavirus in Chapel Hill. Yeah, that's crazy, man. They're blowing it out of proportion. More people die from the flu. Exactly. Right. I have not been able to go anywhere recently. Zombie, you haven't been able to go anywhere? Seriously? Have to stop it before it gets worse. Yeah, so are they working on a cure for this thing? I mean, I'm sure they are, but are they coming closer to a cure? Are they finding a way to... If you understand autonomy, you will never know we need virus. Exactly, that's just it. Your body has to be around things to be able to fight them, to be immune to them. They're just being proactive. Yeah, I get it. I'm getting the Mickey Ultra Virus with some pretzels right now, lol. The Walking Dead, right? Vaccinations. Everyone will get this virus? Yeah. Well, but the death percent is like, what, 3%? So we have 100 people in a room. I guess 3 won't make it, right? Right. Well, they say like 3%. And you know what else I heard? I did hear that. I did hear also that. Like if you smokers. Luckily, I don't smoke. This may be true. This may be false. But I heard that smokers have a lot higher chance. It's closer to 4% now. Okay. Yeah. So, I did hear that as well. Smokers have a higher chance of getting it. Mike Bloomberg spent on his failed attempt $500 million will fund the COVID-19 vaccine. Yes, because smoking hurts. Well, yeah, right. I suppose that's more of a common sense thing. I think I have the pack opening viruses. The pack opening virus. I like that. I like that. That's awesome. That is awesome. But yeah, I mean, and for all these players, I mean, maybe some of these players will be happy that there's not a bunch of fans harassing them, cheering them on. What's up, Stewie? How you doing, brother? Maybe some of them will be, happy. They won't be bothered by fans in the arenas, but I don't know about you guys, but I like going to games, man. You see me posting all the time at Timberwolves games. I love going to Twins games. I love going to Target Field. Nice spring, summer night. Join a game. Sunday afternoon, Saturday afternoon, whatever time they're playing. I don't want that stuff taken away from me. My father has fought lung cancer, so he is super high risk. Ooh, really? Man. You're alright? Marlins players won't even recognize that fans are missing since no one shows up anyway. Wonder if the players won't sign because they're risking. Well, I don't know. You heard about, like, what did LeBron say? Something about originally he started saying he's not going to play in empty arenas or whatever. So this could get interesting. We'll see where everything unfolds. But at the same time, I feel like we are overreacting. And I don't know if this is a media thing or what. Because, there's a lot of things that go on every day. that the media, they decide what they want to address. They decide what they want to talk about. I would say the media is a big factor of continuing to, um, I guess, help racism and things of that nature because of how they tell stories as far as things that happen, what stories they actually cover and they don't cover. I mean, that's really what they want. To me, I feel like the media just wants to put us at war, with each other. So Bermuda, yeah, all news is fake, period, and it's all scripted. Yeah, I mean, that's, well, Trump fake news, right? CNN. That's right. Live your life. Just be careful and use your head. Most of the deaths are elderly and the one already sick from other diseases and viruses. Yeah, and that's the other thing too, guys. Like, anything can happen to any one of us any day. Like, you could walk outside, you could get in your car, and you could get into a deadly car accident, right? Like, you pretty much, like he says, like Trading Card Nation says, like, just live your life and just be smart about what you do. Like, take precautions the right way, use common sense, and just roll with it, man. I've never seen an entire country go into quarantine before. I haven't either. Thinking about leaving early. Very true. I quit watching. Yeah, I don't watch the news. Like, anything I'm seeing like on Twitter feeds and whatever else. Like, just people posting things. I don't watch the news either. The only time my TV's on is when sports are on, typically. I did watch that. Did I mention I got 4 planes a week? You can't sound crazy, stupid, or God. That's right. That's right, Mike. What's up, Henry? 5 cases in your area, Jesus. I watched a pretty good movie while I was working today on Netflix. It's that one with Mark Wahlberg and like Cowboy Cerrone and Post Malone. It's called Spencer Confidential. If you guys haven't seen it yet, it just came on Netflix. I don't know, probably the other day or Friday or something. You guys check it out for sure. I watch sports and Price is Right. That's right, Uncle Stewie. The Price is Right. You can't miss with that. All news isn't very fake. The angles that are selected are in the hands of corporations. When people stop paying attention, the news governance becomes less accountable. Yeah. Spencer Confidential was a great movie, guys. Great movie. If you guys want a good movie to watch, just on Netflix. If you guys have Netflix, I'm sure most of you do. But check that movie out. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. It's cool to see Cowboy Cerrone in a movie. Coachella and Stagecoach got postponed to October. Man, that's crazy. It's like just everything shutting down. Like, that's what I don't like seeing. Like, just making it seem worse than it is, I think, honestly. So, making it seem like it's worse than it actually is. So, I don't know. What else you guys got for me? You got anything else? I think we can kind of wrap it up. Guys, Back in the Game will be live soon. So, guys, don't forget to and go check out the website. Go check out his site. See if there's anything you can help fill up if you want to get involved in any breaks or anything. Yeah, just make sure you guys got each other. Make sure you guys are supporting each other. You subscribe to each other, whatnot, checking each other's stuff out. Again, I hope this stream was informative, but I hope you didn't take it in a negative manner because, again, that's not what it was meant for. It was just me kind of getting some things off my chest, and I wasn't trying to be a negative person at all. Just giving you guys my viewpoints. Like I said, guys, I'm always going to be honest with you guys. That's just, you're going to get me. That's who I am. I'm just going to be an honest person with you. I don't know how I'm feeling or where I'm at with some things. And again, me being able to do that, having you guys to be able to listen to is very helpful for me. It's helped me through a lot of things in the last year and a half or so. So thank you guys all again. Again, guys, I love y'all. BITG will be live in about 27 minutes. So I'll be back tomorrow. I am gonna be honest with you guys before I leave. I was going to actually break my goal of wanting to do this for the whole rest of the year, and I was gonna just take a little break and come back like May 1st, do the 24-hour stream, whatever. But I don't give up that easy. Things get to me. I need to talk them out, and this actually helps. This is better way of doing it. And I'm thankful to have this platform, and I'm thankful for you guys to show up every day and want to be a part of it and want to kind of interact with me. So again, thank you guys. You guys inspire me. You guys motivate me. You guys push me, and ultimately, all that does is, I feel, make me a better person. So I thank you all for it. I truly do, from the bottom of my heart. I love you all. We'll see you next time.